Hello and welcome to another episode of the Plus 63 HP podcast. I'm one of your hosts, John Clemente. Alongside with me are two of my bestest best friend. To start, I'm gonna point to the man with the pink headset, CHUBAX. How are you doing?
Let's go, Last of Us. I'm doing
Yes,
good.
sir.
Let's do it.
To his side also is another friend of ours from the West Coast, Arnie.
Hello there.
There you go. And as Chubax has mentioned, this is a jam-packed week for content. In this particular episode, we will be discussing the penultimate episode of the first season of The Last of Us. Amazing, amazing show. If
hmm
you've seen any of our reviews of this particular season, you know that this is required viewing. You
Yep.
know, at some point in your life, you have to hop on
Spend the
HBO
money.
Max
Spend the money.
or take that
Get
free
HBO.
trial
Yep.
and then
hmm
binge the show. It is an amazing, amazing, amazing show. So do not forget to watch that. But we are discussing that happened, and this one, episode 8, the one before the last one. So we're gonna discuss
hmm
that. But we also have a lot of other shows in our channel. Like on Mondays and Tuesdays, we drop multiple reviews of multiple shows, TV shows, movies. We give our opinions, we deep dive in them, and we give our ratings whether you and your friends should watch it. So on Mondays and Tuesdays, tune in for the reviews show of Plus 63 HP. On Wednesdays, we drop our D&D podcast where we record and upload our very, very first D&D campaign. Our first campaign is now over a year old. There's no sign of us stopping anytime soon. So it is such a fun adventure. So join us in that one as well. On Thursdays, we react to and watch clips, trailers, featurettes, short videos of upcoming content, see how hyped we are about these particular stuff. And if you want to learn about content coming down the pipe, join us in our a reacts episode that drops every Thursdays. On Fridays is our second D&D campaign. So Chubax and our other bestest best friend RJ cannot get enough of D&D, so they spun another campaign where they are bad guys. Those episodes drop on Fridays, most Fridays. That you probably we will have new content every day of the week. So please subscribe to our channel, youtube.com/plus63hp. Interact with us in any of our socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Our handle is at +63hp. Or if you don't want to watch us video on demand, you just want to listen to us while you're doing your chores, open your favorite podcasting app of choice, and then you can just search +63hp and we will be there. We particularly like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon. Housekeeping done. There's like it's such a wonderful show, such a wonderful series that we can't delay it anymore. So I'm just gonna turn over the mic to Chubax to give us a little bit of a lowdown of what had happened in episode 8, and then we will discuss what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it. We're gonna rate that particular episode. Chubax, take it away.
So this one will be with help again from Wiki, of course. So from last week, where
Mm.
we get Ellie flash having a flashback for Joel while Joel's hurt. We continue here where episode is titled "Where When We Are Needed." So, Joel's still hurt. Ellie goes hunting for food. She leaves him in an abandoned house in an abandoned village, in a secret like a hidden basement. So she goes and successfully shoots a deer, but it wasn't a quick kill, so it was able to run away a little bit. Before that, we also start with like uh, a group of survivors having a
Mm.
hard time in this world, and they're led by David, who's like a pastor, preacher,
Mhm.
one of those, and
Creepo.
they're praying. Obviously, they're praying, and he's trying to lead them. And we're introduced to James as well, played by Troy Baker, who played Joel in the game Last of Us. So, which is fun because according to him, he was just expecting to be a clicker. So this was a big upgrade for him. Uh, uh, and anyway, so they're taking care of some women and children and other guys, other people in like a resort hotel style place, and they're having problems because it's winter and they're having problems with food. So they're about 2 weeks, I think James said 2 weeks until they run out of food, and so they go hunting. Um, that's when they cross paths with Ellie. Ellie kills the deer, but David and James find it first. But Ellie holds them up and tells them that that was her kill, but she's willing to trade if they have medicine, and they do. So David sends James for some penicillin, and while he goes get it, Ellie and David have a nice talk in an abandoned house by some fire because it's really cold. And at first I was talking to my wife and like oh, they have nice makeup, like they make it the red in the face, like
Mhm.
Hmm.
some movies and series forget that part, like
Yeah.
because they're like in the sound stage or something, and they forget that if it's really cold, especially with vacation, they're gonna really like, especially the nose area, it's gonna be red.
Hmm.
And I realized that when I saw the behind the scenes, they were really
No,
fucking cold.
they were out. They were literally in Calgary.
They were literally freezing, so that it wasn't makeup. So kudos to them. See, that's one of the things that shooting in real places, you don't even need to worry about makeup because it's gonna take care of itself. So, anyways, we have a nice talk here where David telling Ellie that he's a good guy. She's lucky because he's a good guy. Anybody who says they're a good guy a couple of times, it's not a good guy. And um, he's he's like he says that he's like a preacher taking care of people, and then we get the like mini twist that I forgot this was coming, that um the guy that hurt Joel and they killed is one of his people looking for food.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But and then which exactly goes to the point where James got the draw on Ellie, but David tells
Let
him
her go.
not to let her go,
Mm.
and they get the deer. She's just happy with the medicine. She goes to him,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's where the nurse comes in. Arnie, like,
Yeah.
how would I was asking my wife like, shit, where do you? Shouldn't it be in
Where
the
do you put
vein,
it?
a in the vein somewhere, or
Yeah. Normally something like that. I mean, I'm gonna start my trading in the ED next week, so I'm not as expert, but I wouldn't put it on the wound. I
no? And
wouldn't put
and
it
and
directly.
penicillin against infection should be in the blood vein, in the blood,
Yeah.
in
So
the
that usually,
circulatory
like
system, right?
yeah. So they'll start an IV, mix it with some saline, so that it will go to the vein and not, yeah. There's a lot more things, but basically, even if you have to do an injection, I wouldn't inject directly to the abdomen.
Because you might
I
go
would
to the
use,
intestine and it
yeah,
wouldn't go to the body, right?
yeah. I would maybe
Leg, arm.
leg or the arm. Most likely in Joel's situation, maybe the leg. So she'll have to pull down his pants and squeeze the thigh, right? Basically, that's what I would do. But I mean,
And you don't know
she
how
didn't know.
much, and
Yeah, yeah,
right,
and
and
the
how
dosage as well.
often. But
Because
like,
they just told us like they brought her 2 bottles of penicillin, and you know, but I mean, it could
but
have been worse.
I mean, we're overthinking it. But like my wife
Yeah,
said, shit, you just injected. There's no other choice. He's
Well,
dying.
yeah,
at least it's good that, even like it was clearly shown that she was concerned where to put it.
yeah,
Right. So
Yeah,
at
yeah,
least
like,
it's
yeah,
not like
yeah,
grab it and it's like
yeah,
now it's
yeah.
like she knew
yeah.
that she didn't know what she was doing.
But there was
Yeah,
no
plus the thing
choice.
too, yeah, plus the thing too, like the reason also I wouldn't inject it where the wound is, because some of that wound tissue there probably is infected already or necrotized or dead tissue.
Mm.
So you're probably wasting the antibiotics over there. But like
She
I
did
said,
pump in a
you need,
lot.
and she pumped in a lot. And I mean, can you overdose on
Well,
penicillin?
as my wife
Maybe,
said,
maybe
when
not.
when he's dying,
Yeah,
there's no
It's,
point.
it's either that or he dies. And the thing
Yeah.
is, what also came into my mind, well, at that point, 2003, we already have superbugs. So are we sure penicillin will work? But, it's just, again, I'm not going to criticize.
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
with concerns to superbugs, I'm sure with the decline in population, the bugs have declined as well. Because
Yeah. pretty
I know.
sure.
There's not a lot of
And the
General
thing is,
antibiotic
plus it's
anyway.
been
So
20 years since Joel
yeah.
could have had penicillin, so his
So
body would have been like, yeah.
the
But
superbugs would
again,
have
it's
died down as well. But anyway, so
yeah.
we're just nice medical
And the
discussion.
thing is, the irony, penicillin came from fungus.
yep.
That's true.
So it's the fungus saving Joel, and again, they're also fighting cordyceps.
Another argument for the no zombie people. Why is there no zombies in this zombie show? Anyways, she gives him the medicine like for the next 2 days, and then David comes back with how many did he come back with? Maybe five, right? Oh, six. Him, James. Oh no, five I think. Him, James, and then one guy, and then three more guys. Yeah, because he went back with the deer with James and one guy, and then he left three.
Mhm.
So anyways, they
Yeah.
go hunting for Joel. Good thing Ellie found out just in time. So
Mhm.
he gives Joel a knife and says that if somebody comes in, you kill him. And we're also, I guess, not lucky. I mean, he was getting medicine, so um,
Yeah.
it was time. He was starting to come about, and
Mhm.
she draws the men away by firing at them with the horse. The only mistake I think she went was she had to, when you're on a horse and you're leading, you don't go around something because then that
Yeah.
lets somebody cut off the air. You know, she should have just gone straight wherever she was going because she
Yeah.
turned around. That was able. James
Or
was able to.
instead of a warning shot, just kill one of them.
Just just actually stop and shoot them. But you know what? If I were there too, I wouldn't know what I'd be doing
Yeah, that's
anyway.
true. Or she could have just uh fired a gun elsewhere, and then they were like, "Oh, what's that? Let's go there." And she didn't have to show herself, but I guess it's to make sure that everybody goes after her. I get it. I get it. You know. But
So,
yeah, go ahead,
anyways,
Chubak.
so she. So, sorry, 1 second.
And then of course it's
Okay, one second. I'll pause
James who
lang.
shot. Okay.
Yeah, 1 second. Okay, so you said it was James.
Yeah, who ended up killing the horse, right?
Yeah, so
Mm.
James shot the horse. So they captured Ellie, and yeah, a lot of internal strife here with David's group also, where James tried to kill Ellie before David came up, but he can't. He comes. He was able to save Ellie in time. Uh,
Mhm.
asks James and somebody else to bring the horse back with Ellie, and then leaves three guys to hunt for Joel. Then this is where we go. Joel being Jack Bauer on their asses.
Oh,
Hurt, injured, but no fight at all. It wasn't even a fight. He kills the first one that finds him,
yep.
like a ninja, and
Like a
then
Metal Gear.
yeah, and then he captures the other two, and then he plays them. The interrogation. It
Which lifted from the game. This is one of those things where when I saw it in the game, I never thought that that's such a smart way to interrogate somebody.
Yep.
if they're lying, a point and then
Yeah. Well, like you both better have the same story, or you're both,
yeah,
or one of y'all's gonna
Yeah.
die. So it's
I'll keep
perfect.
that in mind.
It's so perfect. It's
yeah,
like, of
it was
course.
just so awesome. I loved how Pedro played it. His hurt, but ruthless and
He's
I
gone Mando over there, yeah.
yeah, I like that he killed them. Like I love the part where he kills the first one and then he goes, "Oh, I won't tell you anything. It's okay. I believe." there's no,
And there's no more bargaining chip
there's
there.
no yeah, just and he kills him because I mean, you've seen how many times where people act stupid. They leave
Mhm.
somebody behind, they escape, and
Yep.
it comes back
Yeah.
to bite you in the ass. No, not here. But
Yeah.
Joel's a survivor. He hasn't survived 20 years in a post-apocalyptic time period by being stupid. So
Yep.
he kills him with a pipe. He didn't even pull the knife from the other one and just stab this guy. He left the knife there. He got another pipe. So anyway, so he goes there, and then we go back to the camp where Ellie is in cage in the kitchen,
Mhm.
and
Mm.
David is here and he's trying to, what's the term here? He's trying to, when the cult manipulates,
Mm.
like
Groom.
groom. Yeah, he's trying to groom her. That's the term. Groom her, brainwash her into joining his cult. And this is my only nitpick. I don't know if it's in the episode or if this was in game as well. Where so he was trying to convince her, groom her, saying they're the same, they're violent, they have the same dark heart, and trying to protect, but they want to protect people, and trying to compliment her and stuff. And then she tries to she's showing signs of reciprocating it, and then she breaks her finger. He breaks his finger. She breaks his finger. Tries to escape, but
Mm.
is captured. So my only nitpick there is like, uh, usually from what we've seen in other media or TV shows and movies, uh, predators like him are more patient. They know that you're not gonna turn this girl in 5 minutes.
In one day, in one
Yeah, in
conversation.
10 minutes, in
Yeah.
one conversation. So, and I'm not even nitpicking the fact that he tried to that he when she was trying to get close to him and trying to hold his hand and he was reciprocating. That was fine. What I'm nitpicking is his reaction after, where he suddenly just went, he got pissed off and, like, he abandoned a real predator would have expected that or not be surprised by that and would continue to groom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But either way, still great
Well,
TV.
But
So
my counterpoint there is like they needed meat anyway. So
yeah.
alright.
yeah, and I was
Okay.
also thinking maybe, I mean, he is a predator and they need meat, so that's
Yeah.
true also. So
Yeah.
anyways, we got some great Bella Ramsey here where
Ugh.
she's bleeding and she's like, well, tell them Ellie was the one who fucking broke your finger.
A little girl.
Every
And
line that she delivers,
She did sound like Ashley Johnson this entire
every
episode.
and every time she screams and she curses,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on purpose or if she just really sounds like Ashley, but
Yeah.
the vibe is just really very
Yeah.
similar, if not almost the same. So I love it.
Yeah.
But it's not also distracting that it's not like she's copying her. It just
Mm.
is. It just
Yeah.
it just
yeah,
is
it's
the
like
same.
they're just female, young-ish.
Mhm.
Tone of voice kind of sounds the same. So even if
Yeah.
there's like minute differences, it's not highlighted. But yeah, either way, it's like it works. The
Yeah.
point is
It
like
works.
Yeah,
whether
but
or
not
not
just
whoever it sounds like, it works. I
not just
love
the
it.
Yeah.
voice, the feistiness, the
Yeah.
snark. It's
Yeah.
just it's amazing.
Yeah. And
So
some people, when they start screaming or yelling, the original accent comes out. Hers, it stayed.
yeah.
Like she
Well,
still sounded.
she did say that the first thing she learned in American was the cursing.
Yeah.
So and so I forgot the part that when he was trying to groom her, she realized that they were eating people, or
People. Yeah.
he was feeding the dead people to
Yeah.
the
Which
flock,
is
to the
you could
without
tell
them
that
knowing.
you could tell that there's no Filipinos there because that ear would have been seasick elsewhere. You know.
They didn't have enough cooks. Yeah. So anyway,
Mhm.
so that the
That cleaning.
so basically
Yeah.
in this group, David and a select few, since they needed food, didn't even give them the opportunity to know that they were eating people.
Yep.
So, anyways, gets pissed off, and he grabs James, and they try to kill. They try to get Ellie. At the same time, Joel's trying to track. Excuse me. Joel's tracking them, and then it's getting close. Finds like a barn where he realized that they're cannibals. This is where they were storing the dead human bodies. And then David and James come back. They try to kill Ellie, and then she's ingenious with this. This was so smart. Where as they were about to kill her, since she was able to bite David, she said that she's infected, so that delays them, makes
Mhm.
them think. And in the confusion, she grabs the knife and kills James
Mhm.
and escapes. And then David comes out, and she's stuck in this room, like a restaurant room, right? Like a
Hmm.
Get a
like
kitchen, like it's the actual
the
dining
restaurant,
hall.
yeah, dining hall there. So it's locked. So she's stuck there with David. David's hunting her. Um, he has a cleaver, or is that like a big, what do you call those, that big knife for the kitchen?
Cleaver.
Cleaver.
And she gets a burning wood from the fire, throws it at him, but it misses, so it hits a curtain and it goes up in flames. And then so there's a fire going, and she was able to grab a knife. They have a scuffle. She stabs him once, but he's able to get the upper hand. And in the middle of this burning building, we get to the crux of it all, that he wanted her because he was gonna rape her.
Hmm.
So I think this it's assumed that he rapes most of the women, right? And girls,
Oh yeah,
Kinda,
right?
yeah.
for sure.
Mhm.
That's why they're always kind of scared of him. So
Mhm.
yeah, basically he's a cult. So
Mhm.
anyways, burning building. Still wanted to get his dick on, so he tries to rape her, and she gets the cleaver, and she goes ape shit on him.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Good. Again, almost 1:1 rendition from the game, but like perfect. Perfect.
I
Yep.
know, and I love the fact that they didn't even need to show his face or his body
Mhm.
being hit. Just focus on her, Bella Ramsey, Ellie, as she goes
Mhm.
ballistic, her anger, her savagery. It was, and the blood going to
Much
the
more
camera.
impactful.
Blood
Yeah,
that
and then
going to
it's
the
like bit
camera.
by bit she gets bloody. Just a little
Mhm.
bit, not
Oh,
too much.
no, not just her, the camera too. There was some,
Exactly.
the
Yeah,
blood
yeah,
was
yeah.
going on the camera. And then she's able to escape, and she meets Joel, and she's like freaking out at first. And we get the line that made all of our hearts stop when
It's okay,
when he
baby
said that,
girl.
okay, baby girl. And that's where the episode ends. Now we're down to one.
Now
Look
we're
for the
down to
lights.
I can't believe we're this close. Like I know, like I've been reading a lot of comments and reviews about the series, and then they realized, like, there's some snide comments about, we understand that the scariest people in this world are actually the people, not the clickers.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I kind of have to agree. We had very minimal clicker,
Hmm.
very minimal. Couple episodes, right?
Which I
Couple,
prefer. Which I
right?
prefer.
I would. I mean, I'm sure that this is kind of like perfectly balanced in the grand scheme of things, but you know, maybe one clicker in the middle of the frozen clicker while walking in the woods would have been nice, right? Just to keep that, um,
No, for me,
keep it.
I disagree, because you're putting it for the sake of putting a clicker. It doesn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
generate anything about the story.
Oh,
Yeah.
which is
For
that's why it's
me,
so it's
it's
so dangerous out there and in anywhere.
Hmm.
That's again, it's a personal preference, because I know a lot of people are saying, like, again, James is the scariest thing. It's scarier than a bloater. Sure, I totally understand, but like, we haven't seen a clicker in 3 episodes.
Well, last
So,
week there was a clicker.
wait, last week?
Yeah. Who bit Riley and
Oh,
Julie?
okay. Yeah. So I'm just thinking, like, in
The
their
present,
previous
trek
one. Yeah, yeah.
in the
from the
present time.
Firefly
Yeah.
all the way
Yeah.
to Jackson and all the way
Yeah.
to
But
here, like,
it does make sense though, because because the clickers are basically one living organism, right? Where the food is not in the woods, it's in the cities
yeah,
where
and it's winter, so they're
it's
probably
winter,
frozen if the ones that
hibernating. Yeah, yeah,
do one out. So I kind of get it. It's just like, it's one of those things where it opens up discussion about, like, yes, that's the point. This isn't about a zombie movie. This is about survival
yeah,
and love.
yeah,
So I was like, I
yeah,
kind of get it, but
yeah,
I was just like one of those, like, we heard a clicker or I thought I heard a clicker
It
yeah.
was the
in the
deer.
woods,
It was the antlers, yeah, of
right?
the deer.
But it was
Yeah.
the antlers. I was like, all right. It's like clicker sounds. Like, clicker sounds? Yeah, I watched with subtitles on. It's like,
Yeah, me too.
oh, not a clicker. It's just like, it sounded like a clicker, but it's actually just natural. But yeah, but either way, I just really enjoyed. I hope, again, I love this episode. There's nothing that I wouldn't change
Yeah.
anyway, but it's like super awesome show.
Yeah.
Right. We've done that. We'll again, as per usual, we'll do our ratings and our final thoughts. Let's
Yeah.
start with you, Arnie.
Well, I mean, jumping on the complaints that there's not enough fungus or infected. I mean, we've seen Walking Dead. When Walking Dead at its best, it's all about the people, like the governor. I'll just go with the governor first. I mean, it's just when they are arguing or fighting each other. And what happens is the zombies just became like this plot device. Oh, let's just kill a lot of characters because let's just have a horde come in for nothing. And at least this show, in contrast, they rarely use the clickers and the bloater, because you've only seen it once. It's the only kind of Walking Dead ish is like when it attacked Kathleen and the group. But other than that, that's basically, it's more about, it's the people you meet that is more scary than than the infected, because at least the infected, it's indiscriminate. They'll just like what David said, it just uses violence to procreate, and or it loves, right? Creepy line, but yeah, I like this episode. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It would have been 10 out of 10, but I mean, that baby girl line. I mean, it's because he called Sarah baby girl. For those who don't remember or not really, not very, or just introduced to The Last of Us through the show. So now he's starting to see Ellie as a daughter, basically. And then when Ellie took care of him, I mean, aside from the penicillin thing, but the fact that she was cuddling with him just to give him body heat and all that stuff, it's just like how they cared for each other is just like, wow. It's just yeah, very, very touching. And I could see why the game has such a emotional impact with the fans. So yeah.
I'm at a 9 also. It's like again, almost perfect. Everything is great from James to David to
Mhm.
even that fucking whiny person that like, oh fuck it, you lost your dad. Boo hoo. No, I'm kidding. I think it's the way that they built the compound, the cold, the restaurant, the sets, the house that they pick. It's like all the attention to detail made it felt like it's a very lived in world. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the good thing about it. Sometimes it's very hard to do post-apocalyptic stuff without looking too sci-fi. So it looks like
Mhm.
it's just run down. Like the house is
Yeah.
run down, the village that they were in were
Mhm.
was run down. So everything looked great. Even to the small details about when Ellie was feeding Joel food, they didn't have a lot. They were
Mhm.
probably like they had a bite each.
Yeah.
So all of those things that always kept you on your toes, that like you're always surviving, you're always at the edge of death. And
Yeah.
then it's very hard to survive here. So everything was kind of like uh, it felt like the environment was conducive to really get the performance of
Mhm.
not only Ellie, being groomed by this cult leader, but the emotions of everything. Like even like I love I saw this episode maybe like 3 times.
Mhm.
And then I love the small details about even the cooks, right?
Mhm.
In that cult, right? They already knew that they knew that they were eating other people. Like,
Yeah.
even the small it's like, oh, we can't bury your dad yet. The soil, the ground is too hard to dig.
Okay, then cremate them.
Exactly, and burn them, right?
Let's use it
Um,
for heat.
and then even in the kitchen, like the meat comes from a different room, and then all
Mhm.
the other cooking is in it. There was a comment too that's because like I was cooking adobo as well when I was watching it the second time, and I realized like the raw meat straight into a stew. You don't do that. You sear it a little bit,
You sear it. Yep.
before you
Yeah.
put it in a stew. But again,
I think
for effect,
somebody said Uncle Roger should.
yeah, for effect. But the thing is, for effect to make it really like
Yeah.
disgusting and gross. But like you
Yeah.
can really see, like everybody knew. Like I love the idea that they weren't just saying it out loud, because if
Yeah.
you don't say it out loud, it's not true,
You could
right?
still deny. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was nice. And down to again, of course, like the most powerful end scene, where yeah, Ellie was killing David. brutally because David attempted to not only rape her, but like that's traumatic to say. Like, I will enjoy your struggle. That is what I like the most, right? That was like a traumatic thing. If you're being sexually assaulted and your rapist is kind of like, yeah, fucking struggle. That's what gets me off. So that's will fuck it with your brain. And the small details, because this is the part of the game that I remember a lot, because this is the part where you played a little bit, you know, he played Ellie for the first time in the series,
Mhm.
in the game. Changing the fact that Ellie was outside before he bumped into Joel.
Yeah, yeah.
Since it's in the game, Joel pulled Ellie off of David, and this change made it even more impactful.
Mhm.
That
She had time to internalize what was happening
Yeah.
yeah,
before she was rescued. Oh, not rescued,
and
but
not
before
even
she got connected.
that's true. And on top of that is, remember the past two episodes of, take away the flashback, right? The past two episodes, it's all about Ellie. Ellie did everything. She
Mhm.
survived. She hunt. She sewed Joel back together. She found the penicillin.
Mhm.
She rescued herself from David. She escaped by herself, all the way from capture from the cage, all the way out into the woods. All
Mhm.
her. So that's kind of just saying like, this is a badass character, regardless of what had happened. And it
Mhm.
looked good. Yeah, it looked natural when it was happening. And then just, I think the audience had like a collective sigh of relief as soon as they were together. It's like,
Yeah.
it's just like it's one of those things where that small touch, instead of pulling her away from David and hugging her in the burning building and them walking away, this, like you said, that breath between her walking a little bit by herself, just absorbing everything that had happened, really, really sinking in their bones. And then Joel coming back there, it's just like masterful touch. So for me, it's a 9. Shabak.
Yeah, I'll go with the 9. I mean, it's still a masterpiece. I think the only reason it's not a 10 is we had episode 3. So
Yeah.
it's just
Mm.
episode 3 was
Mm.
just extra special. So I mean,
Yeah.
if this was in another series, this would have been a 10. So
Mhm.
there is that. But yeah, I mean, you hit all the points. Like, this one was where you're surprised that you suddenly play Ellie. So that's a big twist,
Mhm.
big gut punch. And she wasn't as strong or as capable of as Joel, the move set as well. So
Mhm.
it was really a different change, a different loadout as well. And her, yeah, my wife was saying like she's watching it, doesn't know anything about the game, so she expected Joel to be able to want to save her.
Mhm.
And also the dichotomy of, it's great that she saved herself, but
Mhm.
it also fucked her up. It's also good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
traumatized her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then again, if you think about it, even if Joel saves her, she's still traumatized of the attempted rape. That's still traumatizing.
Yeah.
But this one is just another layer of that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, everything, the shot, the scenes, like,
Yeah. It
yeah,
wasn't
just
forced. Like, yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think also with the lack of clickers is like, especially here out in the in the in out in the rural,
Mm.
not the urban areas, the rural areas. Like, this is, as we said, this is 20 years later.
Mhm.
If you're still alive, you're smart enough to stay away from
To
where they
stay away
are.
from the clickers.
If
Yeah.
Yeah.
there are people, most likely there. I mean, you've seen the old couple a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
They weren't even living like there were zombies. They were just like in a
Whatever.
living in a
Chill.
cabin somewhere, right? They didn't have
Yeah.
traps. They didn't have boarded up because
Yeah.
there's no reason for a clicker to be there or an infected. So
Yeah.
it's just nice. I mean, and I can't wait. Arnie doesn't know how it ends, right? Episode.
I got
Aliens will
some.
come and kill them all. Oh shit.
I got
Uh,
some idea, but I heard
oh,
Scanlan show
oh,
off and sing. I don't know. Yeah,
no, but
but yeah,
what's your idea? Just so we
I
can.
heard that there's a difficult choice, and I know about that choice. And yeah, in the game, you make a choice, and you know, it's
Okay.
rough.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
remember
So
that.
I'm not gonna spoil it for other people because
Okay.
I already know. But
Okay. Okay.
I just want to see how they do it because like they said, they could enhance what came from the game, or they could stick with the game. So that's what
But
I like about
I don't think they're gonna change it because it's gonna
the
part
weight of it.
two.
Will,
No, and
Maybe it's a
part two
little.
will be really different. So let's see.
oh
Let's see.
yeah, yeah. Well, the decision's still gonna be the same, but I mean is maybe they'll put some more exposition and explanation
But
on
we'll
why.
discuss
Yeah,
the
yeah.
term
We'll
that you're
discuss
using. So okay. But yeah,
when we get
let's
there.
end this.
And the thing is, like, another thing is like, what happened to the village people? Did they just not hear the screaming?
No, I think they lived in either lived in another area, like another
uh,
building, or
and the thing
yeah.
is, Ellie and Joel pretty much wiped out all the men in that group. So that group's fucked.
That's true. So at least they killed at least five.
Mm.
Yeah. So James and David, and then the people who
The
tried to
three,
hunt for
the
Joel
three in the cabin.
in the cabin, and then
That's it.
yeah, that's
Five.
pretty much it because it's all women and old people, right?
Yep.
Well, they do have 2 weeks of human meat.
Well, the restaurant burned down,
No,
so
yeah. Let's see. They're probably fucked.
so they're fucked. So again, just like what happened with Kathleen and the Kansas City group, the personal interest of the leader fucked them
Fucked
over.
them. Yeah.
you know, yeah, but yeah, it's a great show. I love it.
All
Good job.
right. We are going to have an amazing time next week discussing the finale of season one. I cannot wait to,
Ashley
not only
Johnson.
get Arnie's take on it, but just like everybody else's, like the people that haven't seen. I want
Yeah,
to see how they really react
Few
towards this
days
also.
left. Few days.
yeah.
Two
Do you
days.
Days.
guys tomorrow?
Tomorrow for us. So it's like tomorrow,
Yeah.
one day.
Did you guys watch the end of the episode, like when they talk about it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I always do.
yeah, and then the Sony one, that creator to creator.
That one
There's
I
a
No.
don't watch. I just want.
there's two parts in YouTube. Watch that too, and oh man. And then I even heard some of the Troy Baker podcast because there's like a podcast based on the show that
Yeah.
Troy Baker hosts. Like, oh man, I'm really into it. I'm consuming it.
Okay.
You know,
Let's
but
go.
yeah. All right.
For that's it. We'll see you in next week. Thank you very much for watching and goodbye.
Bye.